This is the Big Biz Show.
Yeah, look at this place.
What's so funny about investing money, you ask?
Play ball.
The Big Biz Show with Russ and Sully hope to answer that. Top-rated, insightful financial analysis. If you're looking for insightful financial perspective on key market strategies, keep looking. I told you, this is the Big Biz Show. Hello.
See, that's good. See, it works out.
This is Russ and Sully.
CEO and president of this company. They are publicly traded under the stock symbol here in the U.S., IPNFF. IPNFF, and up in Canada, their stock symbol is IP. But what's really cool, this is one of the coolest companies we've ever interviewed.
Wait, real brief. That would be, in Canada, it would be pronounced IPA?
Yeah, IPA.
Like my favorite beer? Okay, sorry.
IPNFF is the stock symbol here. But I want to tell you, guys, can you bring up the website again, Mandy, so you can see, and Jared, so look at this.
Oh, I remember
Do you remember this video? So for our radio audience who can't
know.
see this, this is 3rd Street Promenade in Santa Monica, I believe. Guy's walking down the street, holds up his phone at a store, Sephora, for example, and it says,
Half
bam,
off our make?
guess what we have here? We have 100 points if you buy perfume today.
Right.
Or if you hold the thing up at a Starbucks or a Pete's Coffee.
Right.
Buy one, get one free. Taco Tuesday at the taco place.
Right. Victoria's Secret, their
Cabo
bras are
Cantina.
half off.
In fact, that is 3rd Street Promenade.
That's
incredible.
incredible.
Because I've been in Cabo Cantina and not found my way out. So
Half off on margaritas.
That's exactly right. Here to talk about that, Alen Paul Silverrstieen. Alen
Nice.
Paul Silverrstieen, our CEO. Well, I'll tell you, that's the coolest thing. That is one of the coolest things ever, man. I got to tell you, for the people that missed you last week, and we got a ton of email asking who are those guys, I'm just going to let you take it from this top, Alen, and tell us exactly what this business is and what we just witnessed there on the screen, and try to describe it so our radio audience can understand it too.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and thank you. Good to see you again, Sully.
too.
Good to see Russ as well.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Glad to have me back. I'm thrilled that you honored us to come back and explain ImagineAR. So ImagineAR has created a platform that allows anyone in the world to create a AR, or what's called augmented reality experience, on a mobile phone that could be dropped at any location where you want via GPS or an address. So everyone remembers, we discussed last time, Pokemon Go, and that was the first tipping point of augmented reality. And that's done over $3 billion since the summer of 2016. So it's a very viable business, leveraging a mobile phone to interact and engage consumers, sports fans, or people at concerts and entertainment utilizing a phone. There's over 5 billion mobile phones in the world. So what we did is, with the platform, say, for example, a sports team. You may have a great moment in the sports team's history, and you could take that video and drop it everywhere in the city. So as people walk around with the app from the sports team, they'll be notified, hey, there's a highlight of you. They take it out and say it's, for example, the Lakers. There is LeBron James right in front of them in the street doing a dunk for the win. So you could do MP4 videos, you could do images, stores could do coupons. It's a way for immersive engagement to entertain, make something different and engage beyond social media, and then a call to action.
So speaking of the, you just said the call to action right at the right time, because it said there, as Joe was walking down the 3rd Street Promenade in Santa Monica, it said, hey, Joe, come on in for a 15% discount, or whatever it said there. How is that even done? So obviously you have to have, you've got to have a great app, you got a good technology on your side for the consumer side, but you also have to have participation from the businesses. Talk about that side of it, because that's another great business model, correct?
Absolutely, and we work with businesses. We just did a deal, Shoppers Drug Mart, which is the equivalent of Walgreens and CVS up in Canada, and they'll be using us for their 2,500 employees in early February to do a whole training. So businesses are using AR to engage consumers, but also internally with employees for training, for other educational opportunities. The uses are endless, Sully.
So here's the deal. I could see you guys. There's the first thing I thought to myself was, boy, it'd be great, you know, see someone you're interested in, hold it up and say, okay, well, they've been vaccinated, and she's got a credit score of 735.
And look at her bank
there's no
account.
And the drama score is only a 2. Like, you can make this a dating app. But then I started thinking, you really could turn this into, because you know what's going to happen next. We're going to have our cell phones before we go. If somebody comes to see us play live, and there's a couple thousand people in the venue, they're going to have to show that they're COVID negative in the last 48 hours and that they've been vaccinated.
Oh, wow.
This is another use for this potentially, right?
Well, I get it, but there's more people working on contact tracing and specific cards in that. We would be, if you are playing live at a venue, you would be able to use the phone and see an enhanced Sully. You might see additional effects around the stage. You might be a coupon that you can then get drinks at the bar or buy specific merch related.
Now we're cooking.
Yeah. So okay. So let's talk about this, because your clients include AT&T and such. Talk about some of the different things you can do for these businesses, because we could spend 6 hours talking about the client side, how cool it is. I mean, I could see every single time there's a transaction that you use your phone to either get a deal or get information about it. Talk about the AT&T deal.
Right. So for AT&T, they were introducing 5G at a show, and it was at the Warner Brothers studio lot. So they wanted to do an immersive engagement to attract more Gen Z, the younger people, and interact in a unique way. So what we did is, from 2,500 miles away, we created a AR scavenge run. They sent us a blueprint of the entire Warner Brothers studio lot, and they had little pin marks and said, at this GPS location, we want a dinosaur. At this location, we want this, and at this. And they had a contest. People who completed the scavenge run within a specific period of time were entered in to win prizes. And from 2,500 miles away, we set it up within an hour and a half, and it was up and running for 10,000 people for 2 days. The amazing response was the engagement. The average engagement per person who did the scavenge run was over 47 minutes in the app, which is unheard of. So
it'd be cool. It's like watching UB40 and they start playing Red Wine, and all of a sudden the bar has a special on Red Wine. Oh my God, this is perfect.
Hey,
we just hired Russ for our CMO, Sully.
You don't want to do that. I'm telling you right now. Hey, listen, Alen Paul Silverrstieen is our guest. He's the CEO and president of ImagineAR. You can go to their website, ImagineAR.com. They are publicly traded under the stock symbol IPNFF. So I was looking at Wired Magazine. Wired Magazine, of course, has a whole section every month on AR. In fact, they even mentioned the Pokemon Go. I want to talk to you about the latest, because Amazon is now touting AR, and so is Facebook. I'm going to keep you there for a second. I knew that I know you're going to give us a few minutes. I'm going to keep you a little bit longer because it's such a good interview. But I want you to talk about how, as this leaks out, in other words, as the adoptability leaks out to a bigger net, that only is going to help companies like ImagineAR. I want to talk about how that works. Alen Paul Silverrstieen is the CEO and president of ImagineAR. You can go to ImagineAR.com. They're an augmented reality company. They're publicly traded under the stock symbol IPNFF. For our TV viewers, you're seeing how cool this thing is there. Before we let you out of here today, I just have to ask, Alen Paul, is this just the tip of the spear with what you guys think you can do? Because as it is, it's the coolest tool around. But imagine what you can do with this over the next 18 months to 5 years.
Oh, absolutely. And I love the word imagine, Sully. It doesn't end. We focused on sports. We're going into brands. We're going global. We are at the beginning of a tidal wave. Even Tim Cook over at Apple has said, augmented reality is going to be as big as the mobile phone. The market's estimated 5 to 6 billion right now. They're expected to reach, according to many analysts, up to Goldman Sachs, anywhere between 50 to 150 billion within the next 3 to 4 years. So we are literally the beginning. We are commercialized. We're out marketing around the world. We're focused on sports, entertainment, retail, commercial, and there's a lot of new areas coming. And one other thing, just to throw over the fence here, we're looking into getting live AR streaming. So imagine taking you and Russ and dropping you around the world from your studio as if you're in everyone's living room standing there.
I got one thing to say. I got one thing to say about that. Hey. Alen Paul Silverrstieen, the CEO and president of ImagineAR. Alen Paul, I want you to come back on next week. I want you on every week so we can talk about AR.
It's super. I love that.
No, I do too. It's really interesting, and of course, that's a really interesting company. I want to spend more time talking about their company next time, because we spent a lot of time talking about just AR as it is. But ImagineAR.com is the website, and there it is. In fact, if you troll around that website a little bit and you look at everything, it's basically not a fantasy. This is exactly how it works.
It's cool.
And I think you ought to spend some time. One more time, ImagineAR.com. Thanks so much, Al.